The Kenai Peninsula is 150 miles long by 70 miles wide, located south of Anchorage, and is often called Alaska's Southern Playground. Leaving Anchorage, the Seward Highway follows the north shore of the Turn Again Arm, named by Captain James Cook in 1778, as it had no eastern outlet. The highway continues through the Chugach Mountains, permitting a panoramic view of the South Shore Kenai Mountains. The Girdwood area offers a world-class ski resort at Mount Alyeska. Following the Highway 1 east to Soldotna, located on the Kenai River, and is where the largest king salmon at 97 pounds was caught. Special fishing walks are built along the rivers. World-class fishing is found all along the 200-mile west coast from Kenai, just north of Soldotna, to Homer. The king season runs from late May into July, with the pinks, silver, and reds running in July and August. A major halibut fishery off Ninilchik produced the largest trophy halibut found in the Cook Inlet at 466 pounds. There are many halibut charter boats along this coast, daily bringing in good catches. Ninilchik is a Russian settlement with an interesting Russian Orthodox church overlooking the town. The Alaska Angler RV Resort is where we stayed and chartered with one of their halibut boats, each carrying 6 fishermen, a deckhand, and a captain. It was interesting how the big tractors launched and brought the boats in with us in the boat. This was our boat. In about an hour, at 25 to 30 miles per hour, the captain arrived at the GPS location he liked. The procedure was to mount a heavy lead sinker about 2 feet from the hook, baited with a 6-inch fish, and lowered until the sinker hit the bottom. One could feel the tug when the halibut took the bait, and then it was reel it in fast. Halibut are scavengers, bottom feeders, with virtually no enemies. It was not long before fish started coming up, and each were allowed 2 for the day, and we could decide to keep them or turn them back. Kept fish were marked and put in the hold. In about 2 hours, we had our limit and headed for shore. They weren't very big for halibut, but we all enjoyed the day. They processed and froze the catch for us. In a quick trip to Soldotna to get a clamming gun and boots, we saw a herd of caribou and a moose. We clammed for 2 days, getting about 60 clams a day. We were allowed 60 apiece, but 60 between the both of us while the tide was out was a day's work. The muck on the ocean floor was very thick and almost impossible to walk in. Falling several times is the reason we did not take the camera out. This area has the second highest tides in the world at around 20 feet, and some days one can add a negative 5-foot tide or 25 feet, thus allowing people to go out a mile or more on the flat ocean floor, exposing large clamming beds. The processing was another job. Working in the cold water at the table with cold wind blowing off of the ocean, we wished for just a little of Phoenix's heat. At this time of the year, when the salmon are spawning, there are hundreds of bald eagles in for the feast. Our fishing and clamming mission accomplished, we continued sightseeing and taking pictures to the Homer Split, in spite of the rain and fog. Returning back up Highway 1 to the junction of Highway 9, we took a side trip 37 miles south to Seward, a large shipping port. At Seward, a railroad travels north 37 miles to Anchorage. The Kenai Peninsula is some very scenic areas. We took another side trip to Hope, an early gold rush town, where Bev really got into gold panning and more antique museums. This wide spot in the road was not easy to navigate a big rig in, but we managed for a nice quiet night's rest before returning to Palmer enjoying the mountains and ocean scenes.